What?
Presentation of the Busch Grand National Series is sponsored by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. NapaOnline.com, where everything read about Napa is now available online. And by Haviland. Add more life to your...
Good. I didn't want you to think I forgot you.
It's a one-man show.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's been a one-man season, Jer.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
He just says they have the balance of the car perfect. Who's that? Do that again. Who'd you say?
Bickle.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
it is. Well, Bickle runs good here.
All
Cheesehead.
right. Okay.
Cheesehead.
Cheesehead, Rich
I'll let
Bickle.
you say that, Jerry. You've already got the Chinaman in that.
Yeah, might as well get the cheesehead.
Jimmy Johnson. Okay.
Yeah, he's running good, and his best
Yeah.
finish ever, 6.
He finished 7th here. All right. You ought to show Elton Sawyer for a while, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson's best.
CBS Sports presentation of the Busch Grand National Series is sponsored by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. NapaOnline.com, where everything great about Napa is now available online. And by Haviland. Add more life to your car.
Don't you have one of those little trees in your car, buddy?
No, but you know he's smelling good, huh?
I bet he is. Hermie Sadler, what a great story that's been. He was let go by that racing team earlier in the year. Then, when they put others in the car, they found out that things just weren't right with the race car. The car just wasn't working. The geometry was not right. And then the team owner said, hey, I shouldn't have gotten rid of the driver. It wasn't his fault. And they brought Hermie back, and he's doing well now in that little tree.
Yeah, and if you want to know if there's any G-forces inside a race car, that tree stands straight out in the center part of the corner and hangs straight down the straightaway. So, believe me, there's a lot of side force in those seats and on the side of your helmet. A lot of people run little things around the back side of their helmet to hold their head up, because after a long time on a flat track, it can really start working on your neck.
That's a battle for 22nd right now. Reigns in the 33. And Hermie will grab the spot off the low side of the racetrack. Has that been a problem for you, Jerry, when you've been in cars, whether it's high bank, short track, what have you? Do you have a strong, you know, it's kind of like Cale Yarborough never had to worry about it because he didn't have much of a neck.
Well, really, I don't use anything on the neck. A lot of guys have a guard like Buddy's talking about. Some people tie their head in. What I have, Buddy, they didn't have probably, when you finished up, is a real light helmet. They now make them out of carbon fiber, and it's not so hard. You don't have that big, heavy helmet that you're wearing.
Well,
in some of the first pictures I've seen of Buddy, they had those little levers.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, listen, I didn't quit until 1993.
There you see 25, Andy Santerre. Andy Houston is in that blue number 82, the Channel Lock car. They've gone through a number of different drivers in that team this year, and with Houston having been here yesterday for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Milwaukee 200, they made him the offer for that ride.
Yeah, and Andy Santerre in the 25 there, it runs very well at Loudon, and it's a racetrack that's very similar to this as far as the banking and all. So, you know, if the car is right, I know he can get the job done.
How much brake pedal do you use here, fellas?
You get on the brakes pretty hard. If you go down, all the cars are running double brake hoses back, electric fans blowing on the brakes themselves. You use about like it's a big Martinsville. You use a lot of brake getting in the corner. You let it coast through the center part of the corner and then get back on the throttle and accelerate out.
In fact, going back to Hank Parker Jr., he thinks his improvement, he said, this was my worst track last year, but I think the brakes are making me better here.
Up front, there you see Jeff Green going around the 17 of Jason Schuler. Riding with the Visine team now.
And that's the car that usually has Matt Kenseth in it on several occasions during the year. Matter of fact, won several races in this car. Jason Schuler, a rookie, and he's learning right now. So what he learns today, he can apply later on to win races as he gets more used to the Busch Grand National car.
He's a native of Cambridge, Wisconsin. Just went a lap down in 33rd spot. See the 83 there. Wayne Treb, he's gone a lap down. And again with Schuler. That's Jeff Green just ahead of him. Remember, he lapped him seconds ago. Look at the difference in line there. You see that, Jeff?
Yeah, the yellow car, the fast car, staying right down at the bottom. And the Visine car looks like he got a little red in his eyes. He's sliding up a little bit, buddy.
We're going to school here. If you're wondering what that little green thing is flapping there, they use visors on these just like you do on a helmet when you're running dirt tracks, where you can reach up and tear pieces off. And that little piece right there flapping around, you grab hold of that and you pull it off, and it cleans the windshield. It's a new visor under there.
There again is the leader by 2 2/10 of a second, Jeff Green. Harvick is running second. And you know who's running up to the 3rd spot now? You've got Jimmy Johnson has now closed in to the 3rd spot.
What a great run for him. His best ever was 6th at South Boston.
Finished 7th here a year ago. If you saw the race at Watkins Glen last week, again, we talked about it earlier, he's the guy who went down towards that 90-degree turn 1. Something broke. He went off the track, jumped over the pea gravel. He went through the styrofoam, through the tires, and right there towards the Armco, Steve. It was a hard hit, but of course a lot of safety there in that 90-degree turn at Watkins Glen. But Jimmy's doing well here today.
Eli crew chief Tony Liberati has that car dialed in. They're among the fastest on the racetrack. Tony, what can you tell your young driver to remain a factor in this race?
We just told him this is the first race that Jimmy and myself have been to the second time around. It's the first race we raced together last year, and then this is the first time we get to come back for the second time. So we just want to go out and just run our race. Last year we finished 7th. We felt like we had a notebook finally to look at, and we're just out there, and he's running some really good laps, nice consistent laps, and right now we don't got nothing for Green or Harvick, but we're just going to ride and just see what we can do.
And that would be the guy they call Rambo.
Indeed, Tony Liberati.
Not Liberace.
No, Liberati.
No, you better...
Just the opposite, right?
They call him Rambo. That ought to tell you something.
There is some race traffic now that the leader has to deal with. The leader is number 10, Jeff Green. The 0, Lance Hooper, a graduate of the NASCAR Winston West Series, a series that Jerry Glanville has run in, and the 77 Chad Chaffin right there. And here you see everybody starting to close in now as Jeff Green deals with that traffic.
Yeah, Chad. Harvick does it. That car looks like it's just on a rail around here. The only trouble is he's trying to catch one that's on a rail and quick down the straightaway.
They're both two of the faster cars down the straightaway, and that's why they're running off, leaving people. You can see the Ohio State car staying in there a little bit, buddy, but then he loses him coming off the corner.
And he goes a lap down, does Hooper. So Jeff Green continues to lead. We are at lap 104 after a half-hour rain delay in the Milwaukee 250.
You're a loose cannon, son. Woo! Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Kyle Petty is up to 11th.
You You let me know. Let's look for it on the...
Who'd you pick last year?
All right.
Tampa Bay and Jacksonville.
Nothing wrong with that. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
We need to start looking at Bickle.
Yeah, we do.
He's up to 8th. He's had 2 straight top 5s, and Kyle Petty is now up to 11th.
And Fita was up to 6th or 7th.
Yeah, we talked about Kyle a while ago, and he's really coming up through there, Glenn.
Yeah, but he's nearly in the top 10 now.
Yeah.
But, you know, Bickle has had 2 straight 5th place finishes the last 2 races he's run.
Yeah. Eli, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just keeping an eye out for the Super Bowl promo here.
And they would be at South Austin and Myrtle Beach, where he ran 2 top 5. Oh, trouble on the front straightaway. Phil Parsons.
Got hit. Made contact.
Oh. They didn't need this. He's going again. He is going again. The rear end house is set over 3 feet. Get a picture of that car. Look at it crabbing down through there.
Welcome back, everybody. Caution is on the speedway. Phil Parsons spinning on the main straightaway.
Yeah, you can see the roof flap right there. It employed when the car went around backwards. That's a safety device they have on there to keep these cars from lifting off the ground when they get around backwards because of that huge rear spoiler there.
Let's watch what happens, because it's rare to see somebody spin by their lonesome on the main straightaway. Phil's in the 59. Todd Bodine behind him.
Todd Bodine gets into the back of him just a little bit there. He tries to save it. He's fighting it, loses control hard into the inside wall.
So the nudge from Todd Bodine, all it took.
And if you look at that right rear wheel there, it looks like he broke that axle, maybe drove that trailing arm.
Watch it again. There's the shove. Todd trying to clear out. And move that over a good bit. That car not going to track correctly now. Pit stops, lap number 110. Lap 110 of 250. The leaders coming in. Jeff Green, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Hank Parker, all the rest are in. Let's go to Steve Burns.
And Kevin Harvick brings his Chevrolet to the attention of Todd Barrier's crew, changing right side tires. Gas is going in. No chassis adjustments. This car is hooked up very well. They're changing left side tires now. Let's check in with Glenn Jarrett.
Jeff Green, the leader, has come in, Steve, and they will do 4 tires as well. Believe it or not, Jeff doesn't really like the way the car's handling. It has gotten just a little tight. Kevin Harvick comes by and beats everybody out. Jeff Green's crew makes a track bar adjustment on the rear to try to loosen his car up. He's down and away in 2nd place.
And look out for that loose tire.
Somebody's got a penalty coming.
If those tires get away, it was a fairly regular happening. And when tires got away, it obviously causes problems for others, so NASCAR has instituted penalties now.
Now, who's going to go get it? Last night, that happened in Daytona, and nobody wanted to claim the tire for about 3 or 4 laps. And finally, Junie Donlevy's group went over and got the tire.
Now we finally have a claimer from the Hank Parker Jr. crew. Working caution at the Milwaukee Mile.
Good point. Hank Parker Jr. is in 4th place, so he may have to come in and do a stop and go.
They have to. Hey, Glenn.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Ford. The latest innovations, the greatest
I don't know whether
traditions.
their rules are the same as Western Cup or not.
Y'all just answer, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn,
Yeah.
Is that a penalty if the tire gets away and goes across now? Oh, no.
I'm in the pit right now trying to find out what's going on.
Okay.
Boy, Al heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a penalty. They're pleading their case.
All right, thank you.
He's in 5th place, I think.
No, 6th. Yeah.
What might have happened? Somebody might have hit it, knocked it out
They
there.
have Fedua 3rd. Is he listed as 3rd?
Yes.
That's correct, Steve.
They took 4 tires. That was a hell of a stop.
Hey, Steve.
Bob, hey, Jerry.
Big difference from yesterday. You could only take 2, and they couldn't get their trucks to handle, where everybody takes 4 here, you know?
Exactly.
Not gonna.
Well, that was Doug Richard they were talking to there.
No, I don't believe he did, Drano.
Yeah, it looked like. Doug Richards with the 4 car
yeah.
now. Yeah.
They're pitting right next to him.
So maybe they pushed it out there or something. Yep.
He's still in 6th.
Excuse me.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Ford. The latest innovations, the greatest traditions.
Getting set to go back to green, 112 miles complete. We have seen Jeff Green, Raines, Grubb, and Harvick all lead here at the Milwaukee Mile. And there you see Casey Atwood and, by virtue of this most recent caution, Phil Parsons, the 2 of the 43 starters who are in the garage area. Number 10, Jeff Green, has led 80 of the first 100 laps here today. So that now makes him number 1 among lap leaders in the NASCAR Busch Series here in the year 2000. If you're curious, from the pit stops seconds ago, Tim Fedua came onto the pit lane in 6th, went out in 3rd, a super stop for him. Kyle Petty came in 11th and went out 8th. Conversely, Rich Bickle came in 8th, and after the pit stop, he was 13th. Green flag. Remember the 66, Todd Bodine, 3 laps down, now 2 laps down.
Eli, wasn't long ago we was talking, he was 4 laps down, so he's really making a comeback here, Todd Bodine.
Jason Keller following Kyle Petty.
This is probably the worst time of any part of the race when you're running double file here with cars that have been lapped and they're trying to get their laps back. There's a lot of pushing and shoving goes on during this time.
There's the battle for the lead. The blue number 2 of Harvick has it. The yellow 10 of Green bumping him for the lead. And Tim Fedua in the 36 is right there.
Fedua's got the fender up there as they head off turn 4. Couldn't make the move, though.
So the new leader is Green. Jeff Green takes the lead from Harvick. Fedua is running in 3rd. Steve?
Eli just spoke with crew chief Billy Naswis on the 36 car of Tim Fedua. They made a slight air pressure adjustment, but otherwise 4 tires on that last pit stop. And remember, 3 of Tim Fedua's 4 victories have come on tracks exactly like this one, flat mile tracks.
Wow, going to the outside right there, buddy. That's Fedua trying to take Harvick to the outside. I think he's going to take it in deeper in this corner.
I'm watching Kevin Harvick's car. It does not seem like it's running like it was before the stop. You see right there, Fedua pulls him as they come out of the corner, and 1 car length and a half down the back straightaway.
Elton Sawyer's right behind him, and I'm a believer if you can run well at Nazareth Speedway, which Fedua has, you can run well anywhere.
Here comes Elton Sawyer in the 98 trying to get by Kevin Harvick. It just don't seem that he's getting the forward bite off the corner like he was just before the stop.
Sometimes, as you know, if you take 4 tires, which he did, the tires don't match up, and he's got to wait for air pressure to come up and make it feel good.
There's Rich Bickle in the box in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. He's made 2 unscheduled pit stops, lap 114 and 115. They've changed tires again, and Rich is now 2 laps down and 40th. So if you're following Rich Bickle, he's gone from being in the hunt to 2 laps down with a couple of unscheduled stops. Boy, look at 98 Elton Sawyer. Remember, he was running so very well here last year when his engine just quit. They found water in the carburetor and in the fuel lines, and that will make your engine quit.
Yeah, the water does not burn very well. The spark plug can't make that ignite very well. You're exactly right.
There you see a scramble for 6th on back now. Parker, Grubb, 57 Keller. The other 2 cars in that mix are laps down as we ride with Keller on the back stretch.
Pretty steady with his hands. He's not fighting the car at all. Seems to be handling pretty well.
Not quite as fast as we saw yesterday at Jerry Glanville with the trucks.
Well, we had more RPMs because we had that great big 830 carburetor, so we went to 9,000 RPMs. With the smaller carburetor, you'll maybe get to 8,000, and 8,000 is good with a small carburetor.
Yes, and the trucks right now are well over 700 horsepower.
Right. Right now working 5 laps shy of halfway. Going in 5 laps. This will be an official race. The 83, that is Wayne Grubb. He is not on the lead lap, so the pass there by Keller in the 57 and by David Green in the 34, not for position. It is, however, to dispose of the lap machine.
I think Keller's car has gotten better since the pit stop, buddy.
Any little tweaking they can do.
You're exactly right, and the reason for that is what Eli's talking about, the tweaking. When they come in and change the air pressure a little bit, get maximum grip and bite through the corners, and make these little adjustments, a good car gets great, and sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot. You know, you make these changes and they don't help, you go backwards.
Look at that, Jeff Purvis. Remember, folks, he was 3rd before we had the rain. He restarted in 36th place back on lap 45, and now he's back up to 11th spot.
Well, he is outside pole, so you know he had a great race car. Maybe just sometimes you don't match the tires up, and maybe it just wasn't handling in that segment there, but he's certainly on the way now.
I think the highlight for him, buddy, was we were down at Daytona, and he didn't have his uniform, and he wanted to run the 125, and he had to wear my uniform. That's the only time my uniform got down there at that track.
Kyle Petty just ahead of Purvis in the 45. As the field is coming to the cross flags, which means you'll be halfway home in the Milwaukee 250. It's great to see Kyle driving Adams' car.
Yes, you know, and he's doing the one thing. He'll never, ever be able to block the things that's happened to him out this year. But going back and doing what the Petties have done for many, many years and bringing that car up here, getting in there, that gives him some way of dealing with the problems they've had this year of losing his son, Adam Petty, that drove this very car.
And God bless the race fans here in Milwaukee. In the pits, buddy, is the biggest crowd I ever saw around anybody. They're all around Kyle Petty today, wishing him the best.
We all do. Meanwhile, Jeff Purvis running 11th, Glenn. Glenn, there's Purvis still running 11th spot.
Yeah, he has come a long, long way back, guys. But remember, it happened so long ago. But on that very first pit stop that he made, if you will remember, they had that problem with the left rear tire. He had to come back in and make a second stop. That's why he got so far back in the field. During that last long green flag run right after the rains came, Jeff worked his way all the way up to about 15th. and now he's just about to crack the top 10 again. He does have a very good race car, but I don't think there's anybody out there. In fact, I know there isn't anybody out there that has passed more race cars than Jeff Purvis has today. He is really working hard.
So we are just past halfway. Again, the 91 of Rich Bickle being put a lap down by Jeff Green as Mike Dillon and the Rockwell Automation team gives us a tour of the Milwaukee Mile.
He did drop back, too. Yeah, sure did. Because I saw him passing. I made comments on it. Hornaday's the one that's not hitting right now.
Vito was having a heck of a run.
Well, it's official.
Yes.
We're out of here.
We've made the hallelujah lap.
We're leaving.
Worry not about weather, folks.
Yeah, except we still have to get to the airport before the flight leaves.
Oh.
We still got to get to the airport before the flight leaves. The weather's fine.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I was here in a bush race with Vito.
Yeah.
And he wrecked, and I had to swap my pit uniforms for his tires to finish the race. We traded uniforms.
Let me ask you something.
A little extra fuel.
Did I hear them say that Jeff Green was not pleased with that car?
Yeah.
God, I'd love to hate a car like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, sir. Got it right here in my hand. Card 11. All three of us. All right. Sound bites that were up there, Bill.
I got something that's
up
probably
there.
too technical with his car. I don't know if I should use it, but
Thank you.
You do what you want to do.
All right.
You're a part of this team. If you want to get in there, go.
technical, you know?
Huh?
It's kind of technical.
CBS Sports is live at the Wisconsin State Fair Park, home of the Milwaukee Mile. Glad you're tuned in for NASCAR Busch Series racing. And don't forget tonight on 60 Minutes. It might make sense to you, but it didn't to 60 Minutes, that the Army ruled a captain's death suicide and not murder. That story tonight on 60 Minutes. Jeff Green has been dominant. Led laps 1 through 44. Retook the lead at lap number 66 and continues to show the way. And you know, folks, it wasn't long ago that Jeff Green's future in racing was a little bit up in the air. And I asked him whether his confidence ever started to weaken.
Well, Steve, when you go into races and just wondered if you're going to make them, just if you're going to even qualify for the race, and to qualify 36 and be happy about it, that wasn't me. You know, I've got a competitive nature, and I want to win whatever I'm doing, no matter what kind of car or vehicle I'm driving. I want to win in it, and to be competitive again, that's what I want to do. And those trophies sitting on the mantle, that's what, when I started driving go-karts at 8 years old, that's what I was all about, and that's what it's still all about with me. I think there's some guys out there just making laps, and when I do that, I'm going to find something else to do.
Jeff Green leading the race, leading the season's points chase.
I sat down and talked to him this morning, and very unusual, I asked about this track. He said, Coach, I like to slide around. I like flat tracks where it's slick and you don't always have a good grip. Well, he's proven he can drive sliding around, buddy.
Yeah, and you know, he came out of the racetrack up there in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep. That has produced so many great drivers. Darrell Waltrip, Sterling Marlin, so many great drivers and over the years, and he was track champion there. You know, it's almost sad to hear that we're going to close the old fairgrounds here.
Closing in as far as the big NASCAR Touring Series are concerned. The folks at Dover Downs opening up the new track outside of Nashville. There's Kevin Harvick. He has dropped to 5.5 seconds behind the leader. The number 2 car now running in fourth spot. Steve, is the car still strong enough for handling the way he'd like?
Eli, I just talked to Todd Barrier, the crew chief on the number 2 car, and he said that Kevin was actually being patient. Remember, he's a young driver. He thought that the air pressure adjustments that they made to the tires were just a little bit too low. He was going to wait till the pressure built up once they got heat in the tires, but his lap times now are very quick.
116.125 miles an hour for Harvick. And you can see in that rundown on the upper left the lap speeds of everyone as they cross the stripe for their most recent mile.
Yeah, he's running very well. He ran 116. The only trouble is our leader ran 117 that last year.
117.459. Elton Sawyer there on the 98. Boy, what a stretch of races he has had. And there's Casey Atwood coming back. He went out on lap number 16 and returns at lap number 139. You don't think it's important getting those NASCAR Busch Series points, even if you're 123 laps down? Come back. And might be the difference between the head table and watching when the banquet rolls around in December. We talked about the 98 there. Elton Sawyer just ahead of Harvick. In the first 9 races of this year, Elton had 1 top 10. In the last 8 races, he has 7 top 10 finishes.
Can he change crew chiefs or anything? What's going on?
They just got their act together, and, you know, they just, after a while, you just have to start having confidence in what you can do. And they're staying with a car. They kind of standardized things. That's the car they used at South Boston Speedway in Virginia. Same car they used at Myrtle Beach. And while some teams go into specialization, they're kind of using standardization as the way to go.
Yeah, and he ran many, many races there at the Richmond Speedway before they reconfigured it. And it was very similar to this as far as getting through the corners. Elton Sawyer is a very good sprint track driver.
But here goes Harvick challenging him for 3rd. Can't quite get off the corner, though, as well as Elton could. But now on the straightaway.
Boy, he drove her down in there very, very hard.
He took it deep that time, didn't he?
And I'm sure Elton Sawyer said, I don't care for this outside all that much. Anyhow, I'll roll out and just follow you around, see what you're doing if you're running that much better than I am.
Coach, is that just seat of the pants racing to know how far into the corner you can drive it, how deep before it's going to break loose on you?
Well, you got to have confidence it's not going to leave you. I think if you got a wobble going in, nobody likes loose going in, so he must feel real secure as he goes into the turn to take it that deep.
This action is now 7 6/10 seconds behind our race leader, Jeff Green. As you get the perspective of the fans in the grandstands here at the Milwaukee Mile.
Usually if I went in that deep, I always close my eyes.
I was just
fixing
We saw that video on our telecast yesterday.
Eli, the dead giveaway was they used to clean Coach's back window, not the windshield.
Hey, that's what happened last night with all that mirror driving they were doing down at Daytona. They had to clean his back window.
Bobby Hillen going a lap down to Jeff Green right there. Hillen in 31st in car number 8 being put a lap down. The 35 you see just ahead, that's Lyndon Amick, who is now 3 laps down by virtue of that pass by Jeff Green. Let's look at these numbers again for Jeff Green. See how he's doing. I know how he's doing.
Yeah, you can see he's turning over 8,000 RPMs down the front straightaway there. He and Chad Chapman just made contact. He gave him a little bumper there, moved him over. Those guys used to race on Saturday night there in Nashville, so that's not the first time they mixed the bumpers up.
Chapman now in 30th spot going a lap down, and Jeff Green continues to run away with the Milwaukee 250. The same way he's running away with the series point lead of the NASCAR Busch Series.
Boy, he whacked him. Did you see
He did.
it?
A hell of a lick. Car 9.
Car 9.
Okay.
Just the two of
Where
us.
is Chafin? Way back?
30th. 31st.
Lap down.
More than that, is it? Yeah, just a lap down. You're right.
Petty and Purvis have pretty much stabilized here.
They passed all the bad guys. The harder to pass the good guys.
Well, you know, McKean, I saw his airplane out at the airport, Gary.
But Kyle might have been on it.
Yeah, I saw it. It's got a big picture to... Hey, Gary, listen real careful. They got a big picture of Richard on the tail of the car, airplane. All right, I'm telling you.
The other side of the tail has your picture on it. It's beautiful, Gary.
I hear you.
Yeah. Your
Gary's a big Richard Petty
your
fan.
picture is on the cover of the commode in the executive lavatory.
With your phone number.
We knew you wanted to be close to the throne.
Oh, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, huh?
Thank you.
Give what?
You and I sound great, buddy.
Dennis, woof me.
You're doing fine, don't you worry.
They're lighting up the tote board.
You know something? Never mind. No, I don't either. I was fixing to make a big comment about somebody, and I'm looking, he is not doing so well.
And number 10, this is making this thing.
Wednesday on CBS, it's the #1 show in America, Survivor. Who's going to be voted off the island next? Don't miss the Summer Sizzler on an all-new Survivor. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
The fat, naked man leaves. He is out of here.
It's a good thing I'm wearing clothes or I'd have to vacate the booth with an edict like that. Glad you folks are with us. We are 150 miles in to the Milwaukee 250. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, the coach Jerry Glanville, along with Glenn Jarrett and Steve Burns, putting our capper on 3 live NASCAR races on CBS Sports this weekend. Jeff Green closing in on the 00 of Buckshot Jones and the 5 of Dick Trickle.
Right now, he has to show a lot of patience as they go through this traffic. He's handling it quite well.
The Visine race cam gave us the view from Jason Schuler's machine.
All
clear, all clear.
Oh, my. Up to the wall he goes.
I don't know if he got bumped up or if he just rode up there, buddy.
Well, he got the outside out there, and there's a lot of rubber build-up dirt on the high side of the racetrack, and it just started losing grip. He was lucky he didn't just bash that wall.
Let's take a look at this right fender. He did good. The wheels wobble. Hey, for me, that's a good rep. He's still driving.
This from a man who knows. There is Schuler.
Yeah, and you heard me talking a while ago about...
See what happens here.
Oh, he just got in high, and you see right there, he knows if he jerks that car up there, you can see the dust flying out from behind the car. If he'd have jerked the wheel there to keep it off the wall, he would have spun her out.
The key there is, as you know, buddy, no gas, no brake. Just pull the wheel a little bit and try to keep him hitting that thing hard.
So Schuler settles back in 31st spot. He is a lap down in the Visine machine behind our race leader, Jeff Green. There is Jeff putting a lap on the 33 of Raines.
Still there.
Green spotter.
Clear.
Telling him all clear as he puts Raines a lap down. You know, Jeff Green has now led over 300 laps here in Milwaukee. He is the all-time lap leader among the NASCAR Busch Series drivers. Led 130 of those 300 here today.
You know, he reminds me of Richard Petty just a few years back when he had a roll going. He would go, the longer he ran on flat track like this, North Wilkesboro, places like that, the longer he would run, he'd get his rhythm just perfect in the corners, and he would just start going down. He'd lap the field 2 or 3 times sometimes.
By the way, speaking of Richard Petty, today is his 63rd birthday. A happy birthday to the King. Jerry, you had asked you wanted to sing to him, so now's your chance.
I think if I sing, some of our fans will shut this TV off. But they better not hear my voice.
Suffice to
but
say,
happy
however,
birthday, King.
Birthday wishes to the King, Richard Petty.
My old boss I used to work for him. Happy birthday, Richard.
So Jeff Green continues to lead here at the Milwaukee Mile. CBS Sports coverage of the Milwaukee 250 will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Very good.
I think if I go on the roof to take a leak, when I come back, will I be Fiedler on the roof?
Oh.
Or will I be?
No, no.
I gotta go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You call me a gourd head?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you, go ahead. What are you doing? You ain't going to go in your pants.
Isn't it about time for something, pit stop or, no?
I don't know. Not really. Let's see.
No, it's not.
110.49 is all. No, not yet.
What? So Green? Green's reporting he's a little bit loose getting out of the corner.
Yeah, he's loose all the way to 4.5 seconds of the lead.
And a full mile an hour faster than everybody but Hank Parker Jr. Wow. That was a shoulda, coulda. Almost. Justin Labonte took a ride then. Eli, this is getting pretty ugly here. We're going to have to go back in the crowd here somewhere.
You have to start talking to the bratwurst salesman here soon. Tonight on 60 Minutes, it might make sense to you, but it didn't to 60 Minutes that the Army ruled a captain's death suicide and not murder. That story tonight on 60 Minutes, followed by a powerful Touched by an Angel. Then Jenna Rollins and Richard Farnsworth star in the CBS Sunday night movie Best Friends for Life. It's all tonight on CBS.
They could have named that movie after you and me. Best Friends for Life.
Oh,
yeah.
Folks,
I tell you, it's dangerous up here with this man.
The coach is mauling the man as Justin Labonte makes a stop at lap number 160. He was running in 39th spot, Justin was.
He just graduated from high school, and so now he wants to try to finish out the whole season driving this car.
Eli, just a few minutes ago, he got loose down in turn one and went all the way, Justin Labonte did, went all the way up to the wall. So I'm sure he had to come in and make sure he didn't have a flat tire because the car went away in a hurry on him.
Again, some of that raw fuel just burning off there, the flying flames that you see out of the header pipes. We're starting to see some teams make pit stops now. In addition to Labonte, Jay Sauter is coming in while we watch Jeff Green continue to circulate. Basically, what's happening is once Green is putting guys a lap down, they say, well, we might as well come on in and make our tire change, even though it's early. They were last in at lap 110, just 54 miles ago, 55 miles ago.
Yeah, at this racetrack, new tires are about a half a second, 3/4 of a second every lap around here. So if you get lapped, you might as well come in and try to do something to help yourself.
Now here's Green closing in on Hermie Sadler, who's in 20th. Then we wait 6.1 seconds back is that man, Tim Fedewa, in the number 36. He is running in second spot. Fedewa's car, the same one that grabbed the outside pole in Nashville back in April and then won the pole in New Hampshire. And of course, Steve, as you remember, during his ASA days, Tim Fedewa raced very well here. This was the first track he ever ran on that was over a half mile in length.
Yeah, Eli, and he loves these kind of racetracks. We've got Billy Naswitz, Tim Fedewa's crew chief. Billy, it doesn't seem like you guys can gain any ground on the 10 car. Is there any adjustment you can make on the last pit stop to get up to that 10 car?
I don't think so. Unless he goes home early, I don't think we're going to have anything for him. Car's running pretty good. If we get a good stop, you never give up, but he's pretty stout.
Thanks, Billy.
Billy has been on the other end of these equations many times when he was the crew chief for the legendary Richie Evans in the modified days from Rome, New York. Boy, did they wear out folks the way Jeff Green is this season.
You see the flames coming out of the 10 car there. For the people that just joined us that didn't hear us explain that, what that is, when you back out, there's a lot of raw fuel in the exhaust system. It ignites when the fresh air hits in there, and there's no problem whatsoever with the car, but it looks pretty dramatic when you look at it. It looks like a problem with the car, but it's absolutely nothing but unspent fuel.
You saw everybody going by the 25 of Andy Santerre. He went high in the corner. As another lap is put on the number 97 of Anthony Lazzaro. He is now going to be shown 2 laps down, back in 34th spot.
And you can see a little bit of the asphalt here. You pick it up, and the rubber off the tires, as it starts to wear down, it builds up under the fender wells here, and you'll see little particles every once in a while fall out from under these cars. That's all that is.
The amazing thing here, Coach, is that that 10 car, whether he's low, whether he's high, whether he's in the middle of the groove, I mean, that doesn't seem to matter one bit.
And I think what we got to tell the NASCAR fans, the Busch Series is one of the toughest, most competitive series. He's not racing against people that don't have good equipment and good drivers.
That's very true, but he's on a rail regardless of where he's running.
Okay, balance. You hear people talk about balance in the race car. What that means is perfect grip, front and rear. That car, when he turns it, it turns down, he stays down, the back does not fly out on it. It's a perfect balanced car right now, and he's just mowing everybody down. But you know, he complained that the car may be getting just a little bit loose coming out of the corner. What that means is the rear tires are losing just a little bit of grip now.
There's the spread from that yellow car of green back to that man, Tim Fedewa. That's 6.7 seconds. Then another 5 seconds back is third place running Kevin Harvick, who is now 11 seconds behind the race leader, Jeff Green. Remember, Fedewa, 3 of his 4 wins have been on 1-mile tracks as he ride with Mike Dillon and the Rockwell Automation team. He sees Fedewa ahead of him. Fedewa's won twice at Nazareth, Pennsylvania, flat track, once in Loudon, New Hampshire, a flat track.
He really helped me here one time, Eli, racing in Milwaukee. Fedewa had gotten in a wreck, and we were still out there racing, and he gave us all of his tires. So we put his tires on to try to get to the front.
Here comes Harvick in the 2. He is now 13 seconds behind race leader Jeff Green, and Harvick is in 3rd. Folks, he is a half lap behind the leader, and he's running 3rd.
Yeah, and you can see he's putting some pretty good. Tony Raines on the outside, and that 33 is a very good race car.
There's P.J. Jones going a lap down in 17th. This reminds me of Dale Earnhardt Jr. a few years ago. He was doing the same thing, wearing out folks here in Milwaukee. Today, nobody can touch Jeff Green.
We want to hold.
Not moving. Yeah, he's dropped back. He and Hornaday are not going towards the front anymore.
Put 2 on these. Get close to us, 10-4.
You know, Hank Parker Jr.
That's done a good job.
Yeah, he's done a pretty fair job here.
Johnson. Who else haven't we talked about? No,
we can talk about.
Nobody's in the same class here.
No.
Hey, Glenn or Steve, what are we looking at here for pit stops? They came in on 110. What are we looking at? About 190? 200? 200? Right.
Yeah, they could run at 200.
Wow, look at them come right underneath.
Really?
Wow.
That late, huh? All right.
If that 10 car comes in, they'll come with him.
Yeah.
That'll dictate what goes on there.
All right. Lapping 15th place right there, guys.
Yeah. Look at that. Just man, that's awful.
Welcome back, everyone. The number 10 of Jeff Green in the process of having lapped up to 15th place already here in today's NASCAR Busch Series Milwaukee 250. If you're just joining us, we've had 3 caution flags. Casey Atwood in the wall at lap 16, then rain at lap 44, and then a Phil Parsons spin, compliments of Todd Bodine at lap number 108. In the garage area right now, only Phil Parsons. Atwood was able to return 123 laps down. We have seen Jeff Green lead. Likewise, we have seen Tony Raines, Kevin Grubb, Kevin Harvick. And now, of course, Jeff Green is leading again. Glenn Jowett, what about pit stops now? The leaders came in at lap 110 the last time. What's the next stop expected?
Eli, just asked Harold Holly. He's the crew chief for Jeff Green. He said somewhere around lap 215 to 220 you'll pit. What I want to know is, he's thinking up the show. Can you slow him down a little?
I hope not. He's doing an awesome job out there in this quick finish. I tell you, we just want to get, we'd like for this thing to stay green. We want to come in, take 4 tires, and hopefully everybody else has to put on 2. Maybe a couple cautions come out, we'll be in real good shape for the end of it, but we'll see what happens here. I'd like to see it go green the rest of the way.
Harold, in addition to the 4 tires, will you make any other adjustments? You tightened it up just a little bit a while ago.
Well, right after the rain there, the track tightened up just a little bit. We put on another set of tires and made a track car adjustment. He's real happy right now. He told me to put tires and gas on it. Let's go.
Okay, no further adjustments, and as I said, should be around lap 218 or 219, the way they got it figured right now, guys.
And obviously, I would guess, buddy, he's going to dictate. Jeff Green will when everybody stops.
Oh yeah, all the people that are on the lead lap, when he goes to the pits, they're going to come in too, because if he was to short pit and he got on fresh tires, he could put them 2 or 3 laps down.
There you see some of the teams running in 6th and 7th spots. Everyone picking their way through. There's 10th place now, the 34 of David Green. Chad Chapin, the 77, and the 35 of Lyndon Amick. They're not on the lead lap. Next car in line would be Kyle Petty. He's running in the 11th position right now. If you're curious, when the great Sam Ard won here in 1984, there were only 2 cars on the lead lap when the race ended. He lapped all the way to 2nd place. And when the Iron Man of the sport, Jack Ingram, won here in 1985, there were only 4 cars on the lead lap. I had mentioned Dale Earnhardt Jr. earlier when he won here in 1998. There were 9 teams on the lead lap. And that certainly is a number that was being threatened here today by Jeff Green.
Jason Keller now coming down the front straightaway. See the RPM starting to build, speed getting faster as they go down. Big crowd here today. Threatening weather, but they showed up anyway.
Always a great crowd here. You look backwards, you see some of those threatening clouds in the sky overhead the Milwaukee Mile. As around Rains goes Keller.
About 8,000 down at the far end of the straightaway as he turns in. He's able to hold that car down on the low side. He's got a good car, just not good as our leader, Jeff Green.
You know, Jeff Green is trying to keep a streak going here. There has never been a repeat race winner for the NASCAR Busch Series here at the Milwaukee Mile. Sam Ard and Jack Ingram won. Steve Grissom, Mike Wallace, Dale Jarrett won. Buckshot Jones, Randy LaJoy, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and last year Casey Atwood. You know, it's sad. You can look at Jason Keller running so very well. I mean, he's running an outstanding race. Poor guy's 21 seconds behind his teammate.
Yes, but one thing he's doing, he's gaining on the car just in front of him. That's Jimmy Johnson. He is pulling in on him, and that is for position.
So Jeff Green still on cruise control. CBS Sports is live in Milwaukee. We're so happy you're with us for the Jeff Green benefit.
Nobody even around you, buddy. Got about the same cushion on both sides.
Yeah. It's starting to get ugly out again. Hard for Envoy.
Got a drop of rain coming up here. Yeah, I got you.
They got track and field, buddy, behind us. They're sitting out there. They do. You got Vern Lundquist is standing somewhere waiting for the guy to go over the...
waiting for the shot put.
Yeah. Senior fishing.
Vern is standing in Palo Alto waiting for the next guy to do the Fosbury flop. Pit stop for 34. David Green, lap 191, pit guys. 191 now.
10-second lead.
10-second now.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of traffic up here now. Be on your toes.
Yeah, get out of the way, nice one.
Purvis is about to go a lap down.
Welcome back, everybody. Jeff Green continuing to plow right through this field. Remember how the number 4 of Jeff Purvis was running so well earlier? Had the lug nut problem, came back, was running so well again. He's all the way up to 13th and now is about to be lapped by our pole sitter.
That's the first time I've seen Jeff Green do anything wrong. Yeah. He hit the inside curve there. It turned him sideways just for a second, but it didn't seem to hurt the speed down the straightaway. He picked the throttle up, and he's closing in on Purvis right now. And that's a bad feeling when your spotter starts telling you he's coming, pick up the pace, and you're running hard as you can, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And as folks, you can probably see at home, it has gotten a good bit darker here at the Milwaukee Mile as well, as 13th place is about to go down a lap. There are significant clouds beginning to move in now. You can see them overhead. And the radar is showing a good bit of green, which, of course, in weather radar terminology means there's rain in the area. So right now, everybody driving with one eye on the racetrack and one eye on the sky.
How about that straightaway speed there, Eli? He just pulls right by Purvis.
And again, you're putting some significantly proven teams laps down here.
Eli, you're exactly right. That was the outside pole position car, Jeff Purvis. And, I mean, Jeff Green right now just mowing them down. Bobby Hamilton Jr. there in the 26. He's the next to go down the lap.
He's having a good run, Hamilton Jr. is. Second ever visit for him to the Milwaukee Mile as we ride with Ron Hornaday in 11th spot now. Into the corner. And onto the main straightaway.
Well, Mr. Hornaday looks in that mirror, seeing a lot of a yellow Chevrolet coming.
Now, again, you see a few little raindrops, not nearly enough to be a problem now, but every now and then you can see just a drop of rain there. See in the lower left? Oh,
Cool.
Now it's starting to get heavy in turn 3.
Turns 3 and 4. You can see it on our camera there as he comes off.
"53 miles from the finish as Hornaday goes around the 63 of Mark Green. And there are 3 Green brothers here. Jeff in the number 10.
Hamilton behind you also if you'll help him out.
His brothers, 63 Mark and David Green in the 34.
Boys, you
That's
can't even
polite.
block. You can't
That's
even block
polite.
that car. He moved up to take the spot away from him. Jeff Green just made a hard left in the center part of the corner, drove right around.
Hey, brother, can you lend me a lane?
Now, Hornaday was up there racing for the lead not long ago. He's about to go a lap down.
He's racing for survival here on CBS now. Meanwhile, 6th place, 92, that blue and white Jimmy Johnson car. The red and white 57 of Keller, and that red and white Randy LaJoy of 1. Caution. Caution for rain here in Milwaukee. Rain is getting too heavy, and Matt Abernathy again being forced to put the flag out. We have had 4 caution flags today, 2 of which have been for the rain. Now on Mike McLaughlin's windshield, you can see some of the rain hitting and splattering. And now from Mike Dillon's Rockwell Automation onboard camera.
Eli, the racetrack itself is already starting to get that dark gray color to it now. So,
and I'll tell you something, folks. As opposed to the earlier caution for rain at lap 44, where you could see clearing in the distance, there's not a ton of clearing overhead right now. As we mentioned moments ago, weather radar here in the Milwaukee area shows a good bit of this rain that began the day over near Iowa and Minnesota and was drifting this way and then on towards Chicago, was due to hit here around this time, and the weather guesser seems to have nailed it.
I wish we could send it down to Georgia. We've got a drop
Use
down.
some down there.
Wow, do we need rain. We're stealing all of Alabama's water. We're not going to let them have any till it rains.
We need some water in Alabama. So under caution, 200 miles are complete, now 2:01. As the rain continues to fall. Rain did fall, bringing out a red flag at lap 44, and now it is really becoming a significant shower here, particularly out of the turns 3 and 4 area. Hermie Sadler is down in turns 1 and 2, but once he gets to the other end of the racetrack, there is a fairly significant amount of rain beginning to come down. Indeed, when it rains, it pours.
you got it.
Kyle Petty coming in to change tires during this caution.
He must think they were going back to the green.
He's putting new ones on.
Kyle running in the 10th spot. Of course, he is there are only 11 teams on the lead lap. So not really that bad of a decision, because he comes in short pits here, and if we do have to go back to racing, well, Patty Petty might see her husband running up front when everybody else comes in to make their stop. Rain for the second time today at the Milwaukee Mile. Back after this. Yes.
Scoops and Sloppy Joe and Scoops. Nothing goes faster.
All right.
Putting tires on. I'd save mine for the next race. I didn't have that type of budget.
Share.
CBS Sports presentation of the Busch Grand National Series is sponsored by Pep Boys. Cars like us, people love us. Doc Otis, a new flavored alcohol malt beverage. Real lemon, real refreshment. Unlock the Doc. And by Frito's Chili and Scoops and Sloppy Joe and Scoops. Nothing goes faster.
Well, we've been playing this little dance with Mother Nature much of the day today. She won for nearly 32 minutes back at lap 44 when we had our first rain shower and red flag. And as you can clearly see, rain falls again. The team's being pulled off the racetrack onto the pit lane, and the red flag will be displayed once more as soon as the last car makes its way down pit road and comes to a complete stop. So Mother Nature kind of messing with things here today. Tell you something, it has been a while since we've seen as dominating a performance, not just today, but all season long, as we have from Jeff Green.
Eli, that's the message. He's ready to move up. After this year, I think if he gets a championship, there'll be a lot of people after Green to move up in the Winston Cup.
I think he deserves that, too. When you sit down, you talk to him, he's changed mentally. He knows how to save his tires. And like you say, buddy, I think he deserves to move up.
What do you think he'll encounter once he gets to Winston Cup? A lot of race tracks on which he's not run before. It's a different animal, isn't it?
It is. It'll take him about a year and a half to really get adapted. He may win a few races the first year, as Earnhardt Jr.'s done, and the guys that have moved up. Matt Kenseth made the transition, won at Charlotte, won the 600 there. So he's ready. This guy has the talent. It won't be long now.
And I believe if we watch him for a while longer, he'll probably start doing a rain dance. But not so for Tim Fedowa, Glenn. I think he'd like one more shot at Jeff Green.
I don't know. He looks like he's kind of bushed there. Man, we're talking about how well you run on these racetracks, the flat 1 mile racetracks, Tim. You've had a lot of success, but, man, some days even the best is not good enough. Jeff Green's tough.
Yeah, he is. I mean, that's all we got, that's for sure. We're giving everything we got. I mean, we weren't that good before that last pit stop, and I told Billy, my crew chief, we needed to really adjust on it. And
Ever since he's come on board, man, it's just been like a flick in the light switch. The guy's got a lot of confidence, and the pit stops are picked up. He gave me confidence, and man, he just knows what to do to the car, and it's helped out so much. And hopefully we can get this Stanley Pontiac into victory lane. I don't know. I mean, 10 car is awfully tough. We got a good race car, and the weather don't look too good right now, but all we can ask for is on these tracks, this is where I'm trying to make some points up on the short tracks and the 1 miles where I tend to run pretty good. So, so far, so good.
Well, it is so far so good, but any idea of what makes you so good on tracks like this? Your first 2 wins were at Nazareth, you won at Loudon, and here you've charged all the way to second in this field today. What is it about these flat 1-milers?
I don't know. I just, you know, it's a race to ASA and the NASCAR Remax Challenge Series, which used to be ArtGo, and we run this place, you know. I kind of grew up here in Milwaukee. I feel more at home at Milwaukee and than I do at Michigan, so it's just, this feels like home, and I'd really like to win in front of this crowd.
We're having a good run. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, and we'll watch you at the end. Let's go to Steve Burns.
And Glenn, we're with the guy that you said was stinking up the show, Jeff Green. Jeff, I'm sure from your point of view, that's not a bad thing at all.
Pretty awesome car, Steve. Man, it's easy for me to drive, and told Harold he could drive that thing, you know, and it just, we just hit it right on, and some of the guys have been struggling up off the corner. Man, that thing turns in the middle and gets up off the corner, and it makes other guys look pretty bad, but we're just pretty close to being perfect when you get one like that. It shows everybody else up a lot.
Jeff, how can you explain to the race fans how a team like yours gets on a roll like this? It seems like every decision you make is right.
I don't know if I want to tell them or not. I don't even know if I know or not, but you know, Harold and I really get along good. We're best friends. Other than we work together, we're still best friends, and everybody on my crew, Charlie and Dan, everybody pulls 110% of the team, and they work as hard as I do, and when you got those kind of gelling, got those people gelling like that, you seem to not do anything wrong. So that's what we're on the road right now.
Jeff, I know in '97 you were leading the Busch points when you got caught up to the Winston Cup circuit with the same team, and you were disappointed about that. You wanted to win the championship that year. Does the title mean that much more to you 3 years later?
Oh, yeah. A title in any division, I think, is pretty important. And you know, a couple years ago, a guy told me that a Busch title didn't mean much to him, but it means a lot to Jeff Green and all my Nesquik guys. Harold hadn't won a championship either. Won a bunch of races earlier in his career, but we're doing it together now, and that's why I want it. Hope nobody notices Harold, because he's a great crew chief. He calls the shots, and he gets this Nesquik car handling as good as I can drive it and as fast as I can drive it with that pedal. And Rouse Racing's giving some awesome motors, and man, it's just everything's working good right now, Steve.
All right, Jeff, let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, now, thank you, Steve. My roving umbrella's caught up with Jeff Purvis. Jeff, I was talking about you a while ago about the first pit stop when you had to come back in and replace the lugs on the left rear tire, went all the way to the rear of the field, charged back into the top 10. Man, I told him you've passed more race cars than anybody I've ever seen. You've worked hard today.
We really have. This Porter Cable Chevrolet is a little bit tight, about like everybody, or Pontiac, I'm sorry. It's a little bit tight like everybody else out there. I mean, I see everybody going through the corners, and you can see how hard they're turning the wheel, and looks like everybody but the 10 car. He looks like he's strolling on pretty good, and I owe him a favor. He let me back by right there at the end, and I was struggling pretty bad, and I appreciate that. I'll pay him back one day.
Was it pretty frustrating to you to have a car that sat on the outside pole and then get into a long run like that under green and lose the lap on the racetrack, knowing that, like, man, he wasn't that much faster than me?
He's pretty good. He really is. He's turning right through the middle where we're not, but still, yet I got you know, the guys had a little bit of a problem. Somebody was standing on the air hose and didn't get the left rear tight, so we went back all the way to the back of the field. But if this rain will quit, we got a trick for him here, I think.
Well, you want to tell us what that trick is?
Well, we're the only one that's pitted, and we'll have on new tires. And if they don't want to pit, that's fine. I like to race them like that. But now we. If the rain continues, you know, we'll end up, I guess, 13th. But if it stops, we're going to end up in the front of this thing some kind of way, unless some of them don't pit. But I can't see that happening.
Well, we'll wait and see how it turns out. Once again, Jeff Purvis, hardest working man out here today.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Rain continues to fall here at the Milwaukee Mile. Jeff Green is the race leader under the red flag, 47 miles from the finish.
Well, this headset is giving me absolutely a fit.
Really? Gotcha. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Just the twice of us.
Wow, we got no room for nothing.
No, I want to
It's pretty bad, huh?
Sneak a cheek or two over here.
This is a one-man booth.
It really is, especially when the one man's my side.
The fat naked man's got to leave.
Yeah, he's got to go. You didn't see him on that island standing there? Oh, geez. You don't lose points on that. And that lizard was a lunch. Yeah, they did some rats on the spit.
I've never seen the show.
They ate bugs. Oh,
yeah.
man, pretty bad.
They did. They barbecued rats and stuff. We were serious about that one.
Yeah. Well, how was your meal last night?
It was pretty good. I didn't order the number 8. He got the number 12.
Y'all better hurry. It's going to dry.
Back with you at the Milwaukee Mile. There you see the running order. Jeff Green, Tim Fedewa, Kevin Harvick, and Hank Parker Jr. Elton Sawyer, another strong top 10 run going right now. Jimmy Johnson and Jason Keller. You got Randy LaJoy also rounding out the top 8. Well, as you can see, the rain is continuing to fall here at the Milwaukee Mile, and it certainly takes a while to dry this flat 1-mile racetrack, and regretfully, because of the weather and due to other programming commitments here on CBS, we'll not be able to stay with you on CBS for the finish of today's Milwaukee 250. However, we will be moving over to TNN should this race resume, and you'll see the remainder of the event on TNN, again, should we go back to racing here at the Milwaukee Mile. Jeff Green, I think, would probably just as soon say, let's take it to the house. And you heard others saying, let's go racing again.
Eli, you never know what's going to happen in a race. He's been very dominant. He may come in and take on a set of tires now, mismatched a little bit, right, and all of a sudden, hey, you've got a race for the lead all over again.
And, Coach, as we had said earlier, I mean, you have run well at this racetrack, so you know how guys all of a sudden can start hitting that combination even late in the day.
Well, one guy I want to talk about is Hank Parker Jr. I think this may be his finest race. I'm real proud. Brand new race car, never raced it before, and he's still in the hunt for second anyway.
So, folks, again, that's the story. Rain continuing to fall here in Milwaukee. Should this race resume, you'll be seeing it on TNN. And that would be coming up should we go back to racing here in Milwaukee. So for Buddy Baker, Jerry Glanville, Glenn Jarrett, and Steve Burns, I'm Eli Gold saying so long from Wisconsin, where rain continues to fall at the Milwaukee Mile. Coming up next, CBS Sports takes you to Palo Alto, California for track and field, the GMC Envoy Open. So for all of us here at the Milwaukee Mile, have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. See you next time with more NASCAR on CBS.
Live, and they got a race on.
They'll blow out of it. It's a taped race, I'm sure. What race is it? Can you see, buddy?
Huh?
Can you see what race it is?
No, I can't.
Looks like fiberglass cars.
ASA stuff?
It's not metal cars. It looks more like a weekly show deal. Really?
Might be that thing you guys did at Nashville or something.
Was it?
Is that the one we did at South Boston?
Probably.
It's the Kings Creek's Plantation.
Yeah,
100.
that's the Friday night show at South Boston. Thank you, Coach.
You've been everywhere.
That's when Grandma's frozen noodles went to the front.
That was at Heartless Park, Topeka, Kansas. Dick Piz was the driver's name.
Oh, boy.
Grandma's frozen noodles coming out of turn 4.
Let me see.
Martha moved.
Huh? Mickey?
No. No.
Yeah.
That was before he...
No. I think that's who he ate.
He got that when he was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't sell.
Budweiser shorts.
That guy's getting it. Oh. He does not have a ponytail to worry with, and that's what that thing's for. Good, we'll get to give them the last 5 laps.
How much? How much was it?
Take it.
Thank you, Bill. 48 minutes, the red flag.
Racetrack, what we're going to see is the pits will be closed this time by, which means the cars will be out of the race cars at least one more lap. We see a number of the teams formulating their plan. They are going to pit. It will be a live pit stop under yellow flag conditions. Again, the pits will be closed this time by. They'll open a second time by. And what you'll see is all the cars come down pit lane, never on lead lap that want to pit. Jeff Green, the race leader, has made the decision with his team. We do know that before the caution came out of the red flag, Kyle Petty pitted, as did Jeff Purvis. So those two teams technically could go the distance. And if the showers open up again, we could see a Petty in Victor Lane at Milwaukee. We could also see Kyle Petty outdistance those who pit. Pit lane would be the place to win or lose a race. We saw it took 3 or 4 or 5 laps for teams to get around other teams that beat them out of the pit. Pits are closed.
Watch the changes now.
Lane 2 for pitting too soon.
Oh, boy. Go to the longest line.
Huh? Yeah, the pits are not open until the second lap.
Did you know there's an elephant buried out there?
That's right. We did that finish last year, didn't
yeah.
we? No, it's awful. What's wrong? It hurts like hell.
They got that? That's cool. They got me on half a cheek over here.
Me too. I got half a cheek. I feel like I'm in church. All right.
Well, that'd be a great way to start. Now to Glenn.
Yeah. Welcome back. Now to Glenn.
Would you start on a tight shot on me, and then as I talk, close down on me? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yes, please. A tight shot on me.
Yeah, just cock it a little bit off focus there.
Finish on my eyebrows and my lips. Yeah. And finish with an eyebrow lift shot. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm ready for my close-up now, Mr. DeMille.
Oh, boy. How long did you say it was till this?
Lap 191, Bill? So Green already pitted. All right. So Green pitted.
Yeah, he was the first of the leaders to pit.
Thank you.
Yep. There he is in third now. Kyle Petty leading, Purvis second. I can't do it all.
That's it.
Good God.
This is great for the racing. Have Petty
Yeah.
leading.
These close-ups.
Started last.
Remember.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Milwaukee Mile, continuing live coverage of the Milwaukee 250, the NASCAR Busch Series. After a 48-minute rain delay, the green flag is out. You are watching it live as it happens. Kyle Petty made the pit stop just prior to the red flag. So did Jeff Purvis. They are running first and second, while Jeff Green, who has been the dominant car all day, came in and pitted with all of the other leaders at the end of the red flag, and he is running in third. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Jerry Glanville, while on pit road, Glenn Jarrett and Steve Burns are in charge. Kyle Petty started last, you'll remember. Oh, and there's trouble. Buckshot Jones in the 00, and the 20 Tom Hubert. They will spin in the corner. And here goes Purvis battling Kyle Petty for the lead.
Jeff Green in the 10 now coming up beside Kyle Petty as they go down the straightaway.
Caution is on the speedway. Caution is coming out. Turn number 4, caution. Jeff Purvis is the race leader, and yellow is out at lap number 209. This is going to be an interesting finish, gentlemen.
And Tim Fedewa also got past Petty right there at the...
Now, for those of you who are joining us here, let's bring you up to speed. When the NASCAR officials withdrew the red flag and the cars began to roll, here's the pit stops that took place for Jeff Green, Tim Fedewa, and Kevin Harvick. All routine. Remember, however, though, that we have seen Kyle Petty and Purvis make their pit stops just before the red flag came out. So all of these fellas here were going to fall in behind Kyle and Purvis. Took a tick longer for Harvick. Now here's the reason for the caution. Lazaro gets run up on the back by Buckshot. Wonder whether he might have checked up or something.
And Buckshot got hit by Dick Trickle in the 5 car.
Tom Hubert in the 20. Here's what Jason Schuler saw. So we are under caution for the 5th time here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jeff Purvis trying to hold off Jeff Green.
Welcome back.
Dum, 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 dum. Welcome home.
Hello.
Remember, guys, Purvis told me in his rain delay that Jeff Green was nice enough to let him back on the lead lap. Now he's got to battle him for the lead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those things always come home.
Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished.
Now we got to do that one.
Sure, you want to hear him go crazy? No. I thought they started hollering, clear the telestroke.
Children. All right. So no more station breaks, no more promos. I mean, no station breaks. All right. The CBS off air. Okay. Gotcha.
I hear that train coming round the bend. I ain't had no loving.
And since I don't know when,
I shot a man in Memphis just to watch him die.
Under caution here at the Milwaukee Mile, the field getting the 1-to-go signal, so the next time by we will be going back to green. Remember, before we broke away from our coverage prior to the rain, Jeff Purvis said, Jeff Green, thanks, I owe you one because you let me back on the lead lap. Now look.
It always comes home. A good deed always goes like this. Now he has to pass him to try to win the race. But Jeff Purvis knows that Jeff Green has a very fast car, and I would imagine if they start racing very, very tight, he will remember that favor.
This is the third race that Jeff Purvis has led this year. He's led Daytona for 4 laps, led Talladega for 9 laps, and now is leading here at the Milwaukee Mile. His only top 5 finish of the year was at Talladega when he came home 3rd. Unusual for Jeff Purvis. Normally he's up front a whole heck of a lot more than that, Coach.
He's a guy that's, you know, when he used to run for Finch, always ran up front. Of course, he's now changed race teams, but an excellent driver.
All right, let's see what happens now. Remember the yellow car, Jeff Green. He has been dominant all day. Does Purvis have a prayer of holding him off?
Green flag.
David Green is in the 34, trying to get a lap back. He is the brother of the race leader, Jeff Green.
Tim Fedewa in the 36 car right here is really making a run right now on Jeff Green. Before this rain delay, nobody could even make a run on him, but Tim Fedewa's pulled even now as they head down in turn 1.
Remember again, too, as Fedewa goes for second, the 34 car is not in the mix. David Green is trying to get a lap back. He is the brother of Jeff Green, who has his hands full with Fedewa, who won the pole here back in 1997. And Steve, all of a sudden, Fedewa is running better than he has all day.
Eli, before that last pit stop, right before we went back to green, I asked crew chief Billy Nasowitz if there was anything they could do to catch up to Jeff Green. They changed 4 tires and made an air pressure adjustment, but he said right now it's all up to Tim.
A good battle. Let's see whether his brother David Green acts as a blocker there.
I don't think he'll be able to make the move outside because of the brother, just like you said, Eli.
Well, David Green right now is trying to get by Jeff Purvis, the race leader, to get back in the lead lap.
This is for second place behind our race leader, Jeff Purvis.
Look at Kevin Harvick in the number 2 car now moving in. He's running in 4th place right now, but he seems to be one of the quickest cars on the racetrack.
Back to single file. Now we'll find out if Jeff Green's car will come back like it was before the rain.
Well, right now they're operating on new tires and everything in the perfect condition. As they go along, cars that are balanced a little better and have better forward ride out of the corner will go back to the front.
Now, stepping out of the broadcast booth a few moments ago, I noticed it has gotten a good bit more humid and steamy out. Does that have as much of an effect as pure heat ambient temperature, buddy?
No. As long as the sun is not on the surface itself, it's not that bad just because it's warm outside. If the sun was down there, that would really make a difference in the surface.
Remember, we were talking about speeds of 116, 117 earlier. Now nearly 119 miles an hour with the new tires.
Yes, and Jeff Green's turned it up a notch right now. He runs Jeff Purvis down from about 15 car lengths back and right on his back bumper as they come down the front straightaway.
"31 laps, 31 miles to go."
Watching him go down the straightaway, 7,400, 76, 77, 8,000. He peaks out right there.
About 146 miles an hour.
Jeff Purvis begins to push out of the corner there. Jeff Green gets a little bit better kick coming from the center part of the corner to the straightaway.
I'd say right now Purvis is using a lot more of the track, wouldn't you, buddy, as he exits.
Whoa! I tell you what, that's as close as you can come to making contact. Right in the center part of the corner, Jeff Green almost got into the left rear quarter there with Jeff Purvis as he turned down the racetrack.
A little opening underneath. He's letting him have a little opening.
Guys, it's just a matter of time.
Well, what he's waiting on now, Jeff Purvis, look in the mirror, miss that line, getting in the corner just a little bit where he can tuck that nose like that, right up under him. As they start to power off, though, Jeff Purvis has that wider line where he can get a good run up out of the corner.
Green has led 181 of the 221 laps today.
Oh, boy, here we go.
He's got him good that time.
As the Pontiac is in second now as Jeff Green powers by to surprise everybody and take the lead. So Purvis will lead from 209 through 221. Jeff Green takes over at lap 222. And I believe this is where I came in.
Yeah, it's exactly the way the race started. The 10 car there, Jeff Green on the pole, outside pole, number 4, Jeff Purvis. First and second now.
You see third place Speedowa behind there in that Stanley machine. Here's Harvick. He's running 4th. Elton Sawyer in that white 98 running 5th. The 57 of Keller running 6th. It's a good battle as he ride with Jason Keller.
Eli, the first 11 cars right now are on the same straightaway. So this thing is really tightened up since the rain has hit this racetrack. I think everybody's getting maximum grip right now, and the cars are really dialed in pretty well.
13 cars are on the lead lap, 11 of which, as Buddy says, are on the same straightaway. And here at Milwaukee, that's only 1,265 feet.
Jason Keller pulled that right off the wall. Pretty nice there, buddy, to make the pass underneath.
They went around Andy Houston, who had just made a pit stop seconds ago at lap number 219 and 220.
Elton Sawyer in one of the few Fords in this field right now, and he's doing quite a good job today. He's been up in the top 5 most of the day, Elton Sawyer has.
Once he got free, Jeff Green has taken off. He is now pulling away by nearly a second. On second place, Jeff Purvis. Tim Speedowa runs 3rd. Closing in on the finish. 25 miles to settle it in the Milwaukee 250.
As you said, it's just a matter of time.
Slow car on the bottom to 0.
Yep.
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Might be a good race back in the pack, but this right now is beginning to get the same flavor as most of this race has had.
Yeah.
Up. That messes up your line getting in there. Look at Randy LaJoie moving up here on Keller. Eli.
Yeah, LaJoie.
LaJoie's moving up on Keller, too. Look at him getting in that corner. Woo, fast.
He's fast. 98.
Welcome back, everybody. Lap 229 on the board of 250. The lead is now 1.4 seconds. So in the span of the time that we were away on break, the lead went from 0.8 of a second to 1.4 seconds. There goes a scramble for fifth.
And Randy LaJoie in the one car there, he's running the high line and really making waves around this racetrack. That car is stuck like glue getting around this racetrack.
Keller takes over fifth spot now. LaJoie will try and outpower Elton Sawyer for sixth. That's the battle you're watching.
The hard way around the high side of the racetrack. When he gets back in the throttle, watch him just pull away from Sawyer.
He's hooked up. He's able to get in the gas before Sawyer can get in the gas.
Randy LaJoie's won one time this year in Nashville, Tennessee. And he loves the flat track. Right now, he's trying to get Jason Keller.
And except for last year when LaJoie finished a disappointing 37th here, he has finished 10th, he has won, and he has finished third here at the Milwaukee Mile.
Well, I think everybody now, the last 6 or 7 here, buddy, are fighting for second. I don't believe anybody's going to catch green.
Yeah, but this is a good race. That's Kevin Harvick up there, Jason, and then you have the one car of Randy LaJoie. As they go down in the corner there, Randy LaJoie is much quicker in this portion of the racetrack. Right in the center of the corner, you can see him really power up there on Jason Keller.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth. While we're watching this battle, I will tell you that with the speeds that he is turning, Jeff Green is now 1.7 up. We have a caution. Caution in turn 4, Derek Gilchrist. Derek Gilchrist at lap 232 was running in 26th spot, and he spins in turn number 4 to bring out the caution for the 6th time here this afternoon.
Eli, do you think anybody's coming in? There's only 13 cars on the lead lap right now.
I would be surprised. Track position too important at this stage of the day. So Derek Gilchrist, who won an ASA race here a year ago, brings out the caution. I'd be surprised.
We'll see.
Because heck, you're only what? Well,
yeah,
you could. You're 32 miles
if
old.
I was 13th, I'd get him.
Yeah. You're 32 miles old.
The last 5 guys on the lead lap get all new stuff. What do you think?
We'll find out.
Wouldn't you?
Yep. Might as well. Regardless of what he did. You're not going to catch him if you don't.
Hornaday, I'd come in.
15 to the garage.
How about that, Eli? Turn 4. You never let me sign the wall.
No, my fault. You've signed it enough over the years. Let's not...
Oh, okay. Good point. I see a bunch down there. Well, there's a Bucky shot back in, but he's laps down anyway.
Yeah.
He got hit by number 5.
He's 7 laps down.
I'm telling you. This is most. What do I need to do? What do you need?
I just ran into the camera.
Oh, Bobby Hamilton just made a stop. He must have heard me.
All right. All right.
Okay, Grubb, Hamilton both stopped. 12th and 13th pulled in for tires. Why not?
Yeah.
It's only money.
That's all it is.
All right.
Eli, that was 12th and 13th that stopped. The guys at the very back of the lead lap.
Good point. The field is getting the 1 to go signal here at the Milwaukee Mile with 16 miles to go. So inside of the final 25 laps of the race, when we do have the restart, the lead lap cars only will line up on the outside. The reason we're under caution and Derek Gilchrist has gone to the garage is because of this incident. Watch it from P.J. Jones' view.
There.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. gave him a shove. Here's what Hermie Sadler saw. Any angle you watch it from, it's the same thing. Jason Schuler.
Eli, that car is running right on that right front corner. When you touch that left rear quarter panel, around they go.
There's no way of saving that one.
So, caution is about to wrap up now. We did see Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Kevin Grubb make a pit stop. They were running last and next to last on the lead lap, 12th and 13th. No reason not to pit.
Exactly. They can only improve if the tires make a big difference here as they go back to green.
Again, only lead lap cars can be on the outside here. That is the 25 lap rule of NASCAR.
Green flag, green flag.
Can Purvis hang with Jeff Green this time? Survey says
no.
Not likely.
Well, his brother David Green's in the 34 car on the inside there. He took the preferred line away from Purvis, so he really got a pretty good jump there on the restart, but it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
Can
Purvis second.
I was looking at Feeder where they can. Feeder will catch Purvis.
Jeff Green's wife looking on. Michelle cheering him on as best she can.
Matches the car, the outfit.
Didn't have a logo on it, though. No sponsors.
You realize that if Jeff Green wins, this is a strange note, but true. If he wins, this will be the 3rd straight win of the NASCAR Busch Series from the pole. Jeff Green had the pole at Myrtle Beach and won. Canadian Ron Fellows had the pole at Watkins Glen and won. And Jeff Green started from the pole here today in Milwaukee. Jeff Green's point lead was 299 prior to Watkins Glen. Was 273 prior to today's race because last week Jeff Green finished 10th on the road course while Todd Bodine finished 4th. Today, of course, the fortunes are different. Todd is running 33rd, 3 laps down, and Jeff Green apparently destined for a win. So that'll be even more breathing room for a man who is running roughshod over the Busch Series this season as it is. There's Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26. Around the 8 of Bobby Hillen. The 5 is Dick Trickle.
P.J. Jones just back there in the 19 car.
PJ's running in 22nd. 20 is Tom Hubert. Inside of 10 miles to go. If we have another caution and a restart, it'll be a single file restart for the race leaders, the lead lap cars. A mad scramble now, middle of the field.
Oh, contact there. You can see the 20 car getting in a lot of trouble.
Goes Hubert. Around goes Lyndon Amick. No caution yet. There goes P.J. Jones. Around goes Hubert again.
Still no caution.
You can see the front of the Hubert's car there bent in a little bit, but he's back full song now. No reason for caution because before the leaders
caution. There is caution, though, because of debris in turn number 2. P.J. Jones' car and others leaving a trail behind them. So the caution is out for the 7th time. We will likely have time to restart it. Though Michelle Green wishes this one was done and they were heading on home.
Boy, oh boy. I just wonder why they threw that caution.
They got a big old chunk of debris out there off of PJ when he hit the wall.
Yeah.
It's up against the inside, right off the groove. They didn't want to, really. They were yelling, "We don't have caution, do we, do we?" And the guy goes, "We got this piece of debris sitting
There's
here."
somebody up on the racetrack right in the middle of the corner down there.
That's a camera thing, buddy. That's a bad angle.
Oh, okay. Wow, I see it, yeah. Looked like somebody was down there.
Yeah.
You see it, too? I went, whoa. Well, boys, how do you say 5-lap dash?
We got a car out there yet, too?
19, Jeff Green saying the 19 still out there.
Yeah.
PJ.
He didn't make it in. All right. No problem.
28:33, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha, I hate it.
So after all this, we'll have to fill.
oh, you got to be kidding.
No.
Jeez, well.
We're 20 minutes to off time now, with 3 minutes of racing to go once we start, or less.
Well, it'll take 5 minutes to get all this squared out and more. And then they have winner's circle.
Winner's circle will take 10.
Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing under green. P.J. Jones' machine unable to make it around to the garage area. And there it is, having come to another stop on the racetrack. So with the debris in turn 1 and now that big old car in turn 2, we remain under the yellow. See Hubert. Jones is there. That's Lyndon Amick spinning. You know who else had his nose in there was Jason Schuler in the 17.
Justin Labonte just didn't make it through there.
He got through. Justin just made it.
Oh, boy. He had more than his nose in there.
Yeah, he did.
And now let's ride with P.J. Jones and listen.
Well, he's going to get in the back of Hubert right here. Turn him just a little bit. Hubert fights to get it back straight.
So P.J. now, with the help from the wrecker, able to continue around. And the crew looks on. George Church and the boys now calling the shots for the yellow freight Chevy Monte Carlo. Now remember, being that we are inside of 10 miles or 10 laps in this instance being the same, NASCAR does have a 10-lap rule which says only the cars that are on the lead lap can start up front in single file formation. So the guys who are laps down will no longer be able to double up. It is a single file restart among those teams who are on the lead lap. So Jeff Green, Jeff Purvis, Tim Fedewa, Randy LaJoie, Kevin Harvick in 5th, Jason Keller 6th, Elton Sawyer 7th, Kyle Petty restarts in 8th, Hank Parker Jr. will restart 9th, 10th will be Jimmy Johnson, Ron Hornaday will go 11th, Kevin Grubb will restart 12th, Bobby Hamilton Jr. 13th. Those 13 cars remain on the lead lap.
I have a prediction. Randy LaJoie has moved all the way up right now to 4th spot. He's gotten by Harvick, Keller, Sawyer, Petty, moved himself into contention now. This goes back to Green. I don't think he'll beat Jeff Green, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go all the way as far up as 2nd.
We'll find out. Bold prediction.
Wow.
No, he's flying through the corner.
They are coming to the green flag. Lots of heavy overcast. We have already had a grand total today of 2 red flags for nearly an hour and a quarter.
All clear.
How about another
All clear,
prediction?
buddy.
Got blocked by Fedewa.
Yeah,
Had a good run, and Fedewa
Kevin
blocked.
Harvick just went to the outside, and he's passing everybody on the high side.
Harvick starting in 5th. Trying to power his way. Can't do it, though. Couldn't hang on, and it's going to cost him. Because Fedewa, LaJoie, and now Keller will try and power back as we ride with Jason Keller.
Oh, boy, as they get back in the throttle to head down the home stretch there, those cars inches apart.
Fedewa doing a good job of mirror driving, and he's cutting off LaJoie every chance he can.
And look at Harvick just shoving Keller out of the way.
Here comes Randy LaJoie trying to make a run down in the corner.
That's for 3rd. Meanwhile, the 2 Harvick, 98 Sawyer. There goes Harvick. 1 trip wide too many.
5 spots he lost right in that 1 spot there by going wide. Kyle Petty in the 45 right now fighting Hank Parker Jr. on the outside. Jimmy Johnson in 92 just behind him. Little contact there as they started out of the corner.
All the while, Jeff Green pulls away by a half second. That battle there between Petty and Johnson is for 7th. 53, Hank Parker Jr. also in that mix. They are coming to the white flag. 1 more mile here at the Milwaukee Mile.
And Randy LaJoie has moved into 3rd spot now, Eli. He's not in 2nd, but he has moved all the way up to 3rd.
There you see your leaders.
Good call. You knew that was coming, buddy. Nice call.
Sure was. Jeff Green has dominated all day long. It'll be his
Walking on
4th
home, buddy.
win.
You are the man, Jeff Green. Awesome job, guys.
4th win of the year in the NASCAR Busch Series, tying him with Mark
You're
Martin.
the man. Harold Holly and Associates. Y'all awesome, man. Y'all are awesome. 3 out of 4, baby. Good time.
Jeff Green's wife, Michelle, big smile. Harold Holly and the fellows celebrating the fact that not only do they win, guys, they led everything but 40 laps today. And those laps they didn't lead was during that sequencing of pit stops throughout the course of the day. Jeff Green leading 210 of 250 laps and continues to just annihilate the opposition in the NASCAR Busch Series. Victory Lane is next.
Telling you.
Watch out.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What kind of points lead does he have now?
I don't know. That's fine. Gotcha.
I thought he might get the second.
Yeah.
He got blocked there by Peter
sure
was
did.
there that one lap. And
Yeah,
took
Peter
him
was-
out, but he was quick.
Peter knew he couldn't hold them all, so he blocked them twice.
That's part of the business.
Yeah, look at last night.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting to be a thing.
It's getting to be a habit. Well, there's a familiar sight in the NASCAR Busch Series for the 4th time this year. Jeff Green celebrating in victory lane, Glenn Jarrett.
And he knocked the trophy off and threw everything else away. Well, Jeff, by my count, it took about 4 hours and 15 minutes to prove what I already knew at the beginning of this thing. You had the best race car. That was a nearly flawless performance. Congratulations.
Off this guy right here, man. Thank you, Jason.
Great job.
Thank you, man.
Great job.
It's so Nesquik Chevy, man. It is just awesome. It's one of the first cars we built, and it just keeps winning and keeps winning. And Roush is building us great motors every week. Glenn, and they keep getting better. Goodyear tires, man. You just couldn't wear them out today. So, good Lord was with us today. He watched out for us, kept us safe, and we're just looking, man. We're just looking for a championship and win races doing it.
The only pressure that I see on you now is the pressure you guys put on yourselves to keep turning in these flawless performances, man. That's a lot of pressure to keep having to do that every week.
Well, my job's easy with Harold and the guys and what they do for me. We just make our cars better week in and week out. And good Lord's with me, keeps this thing safe and not knocks the fenders off every week, and we can make it even better. So Dan and Charlie and everybody on the team, they really work hard. And just I'm blessed to be sitting in the seat right here.
Well, congratulations again on a great job. Great race car. That's the 3rd win of the year for this one. Remember, this race car is called Bonus. Crew guys getting paid big again, Eli.
They are that. Another bonus for the entire Nesquik team. Meanwhile, Jeff Purvis told Glenn Jarrett there during the last rain delay that somehow I'm going to get to the front. Steve Burns, he only missed it by 0.7 of a second.
That's exactly right, Eli. Jeff, as we said, you told Glenn Jarrett you were going to get to the front. Said you had a trick. You missed it by 1 spot.
Well, we really did. You know, Kyle Petty had the same trick we had, and it looked like he had a good run going. He wasn't good on new tires, and he told me before the restart that he wasn't, and so he pretty much told me where to go when the race got going. But I didn't have anything for that 10 car. The Porter Cable Tools Pontiac ran great, and you know, it's this rain helped us out some. We killed ourselves at the first of the race. We had a tire problem with the left rear, and we went from 2nd or 3rd back to 36th or 7th, and worked our way back up. But then there again, Jeff Green helped us out some too. He let me have a lap back, and it was going to be hard to sit up there and outrun him after he let us do that. But I saw that wasn't going to happen anyway. He was strong all day.
Great run, Jeff.
Thanks.
Super effort for Jeff Purvis. Comes home 2nd. Randy LaJoie 3rd. And they're the troopers of the day. This great Wisconsin crowd that stuck around through 2 separate rain delays to see an impressive run by Jeff Green. Speaking of impressive runs, buddy, you made the call on that guy. Randy LaJoie all the way up to 3rd at the checkered flag.
A very impressive run indeed, Randy. And I look up on the scoreboard and I see that number 1 in 3rd position. That's the highest I've seen it all day. You had a good race car. Pretty good audition for a brand new car.
It was. You know, Mike Laughlin, this is a Mike Laughlin chassis. Guys that down there, Phoenix Racing, put this Bob Evans car together well. Yesterday, we learned a lot about it, and we messed ourselves up a little bit qualifying. We're 6th in happy hour, made some adjustments. The track was a little hot, yesterday. I'm a sneaky dog. That's right. They would have done the same thing I did. But all in all, I mean, it really turned it up late in the race. You know, the 2 car and the 57 car were battling, and I thought they were going to wreck each other, and they were trying to, and then the caution come out, and I got a run. I went by both of them and beat them back to the line. I don't think they liked it a whole lot, but no, I'm sure they would have done the same thing to me.
Well, they called you a sneaky dog, but you're a little bit richer dog than they are right now.
Well, I got a few more points, you know. And before you guys go, I just want to say, you know, to CBS, thank you for your support of this series. You guys have been a great boost to the Busch Series, and we're going to miss you.
Well, thanks for the job you did. Congratulations on a job well done today. Back up top to Eli.
All right, and we certainly thank Randy LaJoie for those fine sentiments.
Well, I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I will tell you that Randy LaJoie in the corners was every bit as fast as Jeff Green. Maybe not down the straightaway, but through the corners, he was the second best car here all day long.
Jeff Green, the 10th different winner in 10 Milwaukee races. Tim Fedewa came close to pulling off the win himself, finishing 4th, 2 seconds back. Steve?
And he got as high as 2nd. Tim had a great race car. Tell us about the end of the race.
We were, after that last pit stop, when we changed tires, we just didn't quite have the stagger we needed. We were a little tight. But I tell you what, when we got here the other day, we weren't that fast. I mean, we qualified 14th, but the car wasn't very racy. And Billy and the crew worked on it and worked on it. And we really worked hard to get it to where it was. So this is a new car for us, and it was a great run for us. We need top 5s. We need to start building our points back up, and these are the tracks that are suiting to my style. We got Nazareth coming up, and we got a lot of good tracks coming up for the Stanley Chevrolet, so hopefully we can continue with this.
Tim, you got your very first Busch Series win at Nazareth. You had a great run last week at Watkins Glen. Is momentum building for this race team?
Well, it sure is. You know, these guys just keep giving me good stuff. You know, Billy Nazareth, the crew chief, has just done I can't say how much of a boost he's been to this operation, and hopefully we can just keep on digging and doing what we're doing.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tim. Let's go back to Eli.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
You know, I talked to Tim Fedewa right after qualifying, and the car was so loose going in. A great job by his crew, buddy, because he said that was the spookiest qualifying lap he's ever had here, and they fixed it before the race started.
Boy,
let's go.
That is a tough thing when you're out there and the back end's trying to beat the front end of the corner.
It really is. Jason Keller, teammate to Jeff Green, came home 5th. Glenn?
He did, Eli, and I tell you, I was talking earlier about Jeff Purvis being the hardest working man out here, coming home in 2nd place like he did from the back of the pack. This guy right here worked pretty hard today. You had to pedal hard all day long.
We did. Our first segment of the race, we probably had a 12th, 15th place race car, and guys worked hard. I talked to Jeff in that first delay there, and he told me a little bit different line to run, and we all got headaches, but we got something for them. We got a lot of Excedrin, so I'd like to thank them, and just a good day for us. Jeff's on a roll right now, but we're on a pretty good roll, too. We're just a little bit off, and the car was just a little bit tight all day, but great top 5 for us. Some top 5s aren't quite as good, and this one sure was good for us today.
Well, you told me the same thing, Jason. I was going to say about maybe the role that Jeff Green is on overshadows what you guys are doing right now, but you're right there every week. How much information are you able to share with those guys? Are you getting all the same stuff that he's getting?
Yeah, we are. I mean, we get the same stuff. Everything's the same. He's got his package fine-tuned like he likes it a little bit better than I do, but we're searching. I mean, we're not far off. He doesn't get anything I don't get. So, the opportunity's there. We just got to take it. I like to say hi to my wife and kids back home. I'm almost going to miss my flight, so I guess I better get in her.
All right, I'm going to go with you because I'm going to miss mine, too. Back to Eli.
All right, guys, thank you. To the victor goes the spoils. Jeff Green, for the 8th time in his NASCAR Busch Series career, pulls up with the win. We're back to Milwaukee to wrap it up after this.
How much time do we have to fill yet?
Another 3.5.
Oh, okay. We can do that on left ear.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, what are you going to do?
I got it.
I'm on. They confirmed me on that U.S. Air.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're coming in. I'm aware.
Okay, now I got to talk again.
All right.
Here, I'll let you go.
Eli, I got to get my luggage out of your car.
All right. All right.
Well, everybody, I enjoyed working with you today.
Likewise.
My pleasure.
My pleasure, partner.
Thank you, Miss Martha. See you next week.
Where did Parker end up? 7th? Is that 7th?
Yes, 7th.
Yes.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a good run.
Take a look at the finishing order, see how your favorite driver did here at the Milwaukee 250. We've talked to those who finished up near the front. You know, had a good run today, Coach. Both Hank Parker Jr., Kyle Petty, and Jimmy Johnson.
And the big deal for Hank Parker Jr., they put the different brakes on the car, buddy, with dual master cylinders, and they think that's why he's running better.
Well, you have to keep them down on the bottom part of the racetrack, and the best way is to get in the corner, have the front end settled when you get in there, and let it roll through the center, and the brakes really help there.
You saw Kevin Harvick backslid to 11th spot. Local favorite Dick Trickle coming home in 19th today. One of those fellas had a few little rough spots in the road this afternoon. Tony Raines led for a while, came home in 26th position. Hey, with Todd coming home in 31st, buddy, that's going to really spread things again in the points.
That's a big hit in the points, and he just had a bad day. Everything happened to him. Flat tires, trouble with carburetor, many things. Todd Bodine did not have a great day.
Buckshot Jones deserved a whole lot better than that. And first out of the event, Casey Atwood coming home in 43rd spot. Were you ever on this kind of a roll, buddy, when nothing went wrong?
Yes, as a matter of fact, with Bud Moore's car, we went to, just every time we go to Talladega, it was like, pay me and let me go home. I got the best car. And that's a good feeling.
The only time I got in a roll like that when I was coaching Atlanta, we won 9 in a row. Never got in a roll like that racing, buddy.
Your day is coming, Coach.
For those of you who are on the East Coast, Buckmasters will be coming your way. That is next for those of you on the East Coast. Those of you on the West Coast, we've got some trucking coming your way, so we hope you can stick around for that right here. And a quick reminder, next weekend, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series running in New Hampshire International Speedway. That's coming up on CBS Sports next Saturday afternoon. And then here on TNN Sports next Sunday, the NASCAR Winston Cup teams running 300 miles at New Hampshire International Speedway. So for Buddy Baker, Jerry Glanville, Glenn Jarrett, and Steve Burns, I'm Eli Gold saying so long from the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin, where Jeff Green, for the 4th time this year, has won on the NASCAR Busch Series. He's got the checkered flags at the Milwaukee 250. Thanks for joining us from Milwaukee. Jeff Green is the winner. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.